I wondered, like, I don't know how DJs collab. Like, do DJs share records? Do DJs tuck the heat that they have?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, could you kind of speak to that, Spoolz? Like, how does that work? Like, do DJs get together and say, yo, I got some heat. You want to exchange some heat or what? Like, is that culture there? Because I know it is with producers, but I know DJs sometimes they like to tuck, from what I understand.
I mean, I think that's more of I think it still exists, and I'm maybe not. Well, I still kind of know what's going on out here. So like, not as persistent as back in the day when everything was vinyl.
Oh, definitely.
Now back then, you're talking about cats, especially like in Jamaica and shit, that would like we're hearing like them taking the labels off of their records,
right?
You know,
People
and like
couldn't even see what they were.
and
like
marking
for the breaks.
Yep, and marking them so only they knew what the record was and all that shit, so people couldn't like peek into their crates and shit. And certainly prevalent here for a long time, I think. But no, I mean, I think there's always certain DJs who have, there's DJ crews, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been crews over the years. I mean, Jay Moore got to interview Rob Swift of, the Executioners, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Mr. Sinister, I still have that interview to put out.
Yeah.
Nice. And then I interviewed Boogie Blind, who was in
Right.
Cool guy
crew.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's real cool.
What was it? The Invisible Scratch Pickles and, the Scratch Hamsters and all these different like crews that used to get down, but they would do like team battles, stuff like that. But when I DJ'd a lot, I would get up with people from time to time and just get music. And sometimes it was from people who weren't necessarily like DJs. It was just people who were music collectors that liked to DJ a little bit too.
Do you guys do a lot of swapping?
Sometimes. There would be like friends of mine I'd hit, like let's say I was doing like a wedding or something like that and I didn't have a certain genre.
Right.
I could hit up Nick and be like, hey man,
I need some bossa
I need
nova,
like,
man.
30 or 40
Yeah.
tracks of some genre that I don't have. He's like, all right. But again, Nick's like the homie. So like I wouldn't hit up a DJ who I didn't know.
For sure.
It wasn't like such a good friend and just be like, hey man, you got 30 or 40 tracks I could get. You know what I mean? Or, but then as far as like other collaboration, like when I was doing it a lot, like I used to love to sit and like cut with other DJs and scratch and shit like that.
Right. That's what I was looking for.
It was just fun to have little sessions, man. Like if you could make it happen, or even if you just had one set of turntables, just taking turns and shit. And
Right.
like, it was fun. It was really fun. And you get to watch other people. They get to watch you. You get to, get little ideas and shit like that or things to practice or try.
We had a lot of that going on Sunday too. So we had
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
You're around a lot of the DJs because you're at the school a lot. Do you tend to see some of the stuff that Spoolz is talking about, or?
Yeah, there's definitely specific DJs that I know that are old school that don't share files.
Yeah.
And
You
we
gotta
all
be
we all
plugged.
know some of these people.
Yes. You gotta be super plugged. Yes.
And but at the same time, I've shared records with him, and he's literally given me records before too.
Yes.
Oh man, likewise.
So it's like a mutual exchange. It's an appreciation. It's like understanding, like you got to understand the culture where it comes from too, and like now everything's more readily available. Back then, like to come up on certain shit was like, oh shit, like I literally am the only person that has this, or one of 20 people, or it's just different back then. So, but yeah, we've even been even for the last couple of weeks months we've been putting together a new, not curriculum necessarily. Well, actually, not new curriculum at all. But for the DJs, we've been reworking our file system and the files that we have for students. And so even the conversations were like, cool, we'll give them this and this, but I'm not going to give them this heat.
Right.
So you know what I mean? It's just like,
right.
But that's, that's just how it goes too.
Sure.
Like it's the same way with producers too. Like I just finished a drum kit, so I gave you the drum kit. I'm not going to give that to just anybody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
it's just like, here, take this, listen to it, tell me what you think, and vice versa and back. Now, eventually I'm going to put it out, but it's the same thing. It's just like sharing samples. We used to share samples back in the day.
all the time.
So.
But everybody didn't get everybody wouldn't get that privilege, to your point, where you just
sure.
like, let me send you a folder of heat that I have, and then you send me one back.
I don't want to send you a folder of heat and then it like you do some really corny shit with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You got to trust. You got to trust who you share that heat with. I agree.
And it's the same thing with DJing.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I was wondering about that because, like, we were talking about the
at least from the outside looking in, I'm only a novice DJ at this point, practicing my transformers. You know.
Whatever, man.
It's awesome, man.
So he's cutting and scratching on
I
Sunday.
don't like
It's all
that. I
good.
don't like that. I'm hating. We were talking about the homie Pat Jr.
Yeah.
earlier. He dropped his. What's the name of his album?
I thought I knew.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good.
That's the
solid
name
album.
of the album. Not you thought you knew the name of the album.
Correct. Yeah.
But no, we were talking about his collaborative process. I don't know the
𝗏𝗲𝗱 and Junior.
Okay.
His sound kit.
Yeah, they have the
company.
sound kits, and
sound. Yeah.
they're doing really well. They they always talk about artists that have used some of those sounds and for some major placements and stuff like that. So it really just made me think about the importance of that collaborative process, especially now, because a lot of people are getting together and you're starting to see people work together more. You know what I'm saying? To reach a common goal. Like tall black guy, my guy Terrell from out east. Like he always tells me about, hey man, I'm in a studio working with XYZ. There's always a bass player here or a key player here, or there's a video I saw with him and Zoe working together. And it's like, he's like, dude, it's just something about the process of coming in there and seeing somebody else. It's different.
It's
You know what I'm
different.
saying? But it also challenges you in a certain way if you're in there with the right person.
Certainly.
You know what I'm saying? And
I think
that's a good thing.
Yeah, the community aspect of, well, just hip hop in general, it jumps into, like, to me, that's the power of it. Like,
Right.
I never really subscribed to. I just talked about me like hoarding drum kits, but I really don't. I really don't. Like even on the computers at the school are all the drum kits that I collected, and I tell students, you can take them, have them. Like at some point in time, it's like you have to have, just as an artist, like collaboration is more empowering and more powerful than not. Mm-hmm. Like, why would I hoard this if you can go? Why am I trying to compete with you over sounds? Like,
End of the day, man, anybody can take any of that shit and do something completely different than the other
Right.
person, the next person. So like,
doesn't really matter.
like I've got a, like it's like having a really awesome set of like fucking tools in your garage or something like that. But if you don't know how to make shit, it doesn't really
What's the
matter.
point?
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly it. And that's always been my motto. So I was, take it. It's fine. Generally, I just talked about the sample stuff. Don't get me wrong.
But I get it. I get it.
Like if I come up on some really rare, stuff I know nobody has, I'm not going to advertise it. But if somebody asks me for it, I'll give it to them.